Welcome. Sex-based harassment in the workplace, a training for professionals who support Opportunity Youth, is a resource for professionals who support Opportunity Youth to enter or reconnect with employment. This three-part training was developed by Child Trends and Chapin Hall as a part of a research translation center called Activate. Activate is funded by the Office of Population Affairs. Activate, the collective to bring adolescent sexual and reproductive health research to youth supporting professionals, aims to bridge the gap between research and practice in support of the Office of Population Affairs mission to prevent teen pregnancy and promote adolescent health. Activate translates research into practice by creating research-based resources for use by professionals who support young people who experience the child welfare and/or justice systems, homelessness, and/or disconnection from school and work, i.e., Opportunity Youth. When you have research-backed approaches handy, you can focus on what matters, encouraging young people to make healthy choices about their sexual and reproductive health. If your work touches the lives of young people, Activate's resources are for you. This training module 1 provides an introduction to the overall training and to the topic of sex-based harassment in the workplace for professionals who support Opportunity Youth. Opportunity Youth are young people who are not in school and not working. The module concludes with a short summary of the methods used to create the content within the training and acknowledgments of the many contributors who helped to inform and design the training. The objectives of this module are for participants to know the overall training goals and the format of the training, understand the prevalence and consequences of sex-based harassment in the workplace, understand Opportunity Youth's experiences with sex-based harassment in the workplace, and the final objective is for participants to know the role of youth supporting professionals in understanding and addressing sex-based harassment. The goals of the overall training, all three modules, are for participants to first, build awareness of the role of Opportunity Youth supporting professionals in preventing and addressing sex-based harassment in the workplace. Second, increase understanding of sex-based harassment in the workplace. And third, describe how employers, programs, and professionals who support Opportunity Youth can help prevent and respond to sex-based harassment in the workplace. This training includes 3 narrated modules. Each module begins with learning objectives and ends with key takeaways. You can test your knowledge by taking the quiz associated with each module posted on Activate's website. As a reminder, in this first module, we provide introduction and background information, including the prevalence and consequences of sex-based harassment in the workplace, and the role of Opportunity Youth supporting professionals in preventing and addressing sex-based harassment in the workplace. In Module 2, Understanding Sex-Based Harassment in the Workplace, we focus on increasing understanding of sex-based harassment in the workplace, including the definitions and type of sex-based harassment in the workplace. We will also identify the contexts that influence Opportunity Youth's experiences of and responses to sex-based harassment in the workplace. And in the third module, Addressing Sex-Based Harassment in the Workplace, we will describe the federal and state legal protections against sex-based harassment and ways that employers, youth programs, and youth supporting professionals can work to prevent and intervene in sex-based harassment. As you move to the next modules, please keep in mind that this resource is informed by a review of relevant research and numerous expert contributors. The content for this training was developed through a review of research and resources about sex-based harassment, a review of research about Opportunity Youth, and discussions about research, resource needs, and practice experiences with 8 professionals who support Opportunity Youth, 6 young people who have been disconnected from school and work, and 5 subject matter experts. A final review by subject matter experts, youth supporting professionals, and young people was conducted. The legal definition of sexual harassment discrimination, as defined by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, is unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature constitutes sexual harassment when submission to or rejection of this conduct explicitly or implicitly affects an individual's employment, unreasonably interferes with an individual's work performance, or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. We know little data about the prevalence of sex-based harassment in the workplace for Opportunity Youth specifically. However, we do know that sex-based harassment in the workplace is common for the general population. Studies show that 50 to 80% of workers have experienced sex-based harassment. We also know that only approximately 25% of victims talk about sex-based harassment with anyone, and even fewer victims, only approximately 5%, actually report workplace sex-based harassment. Meanwhile, there are a number of studies that describe the serious consequences of sex-based harassment in the workplace. People who are victims of sex-based harassment experience consequences in their work and to their career, including job change or loss, disrupted advancement, missed workdays, lower productivity, and lower job satisfaction. People who are victims of sex-based harassment also experience consequences to their health and well-being, including decreased physical and mental health and traumatic stress symptoms. So, what do we know about Opportunity Youth's experiences or potential experiences with sex-based harassment in the workplace? We know that approximately 5 million young people are considered Opportunity Youth. Opportunity Youth experience marginalization and power dynamics that influence their experiences with workplace harassment, including sex-based harassment. And we know that people who are Black, Hispanic, Native or Indigenous, LGBTQ+, and undocumented are also more likely to experience sex-based harassment in the workplace. They are also overrepresented in the total population of Opportunity Youth. Finally, we know that sex-based harassment complaint rates may be lower for certain sectors or communities where Opportunity Youth tend to be employed due to workplace culture and norms, language barriers, and lack of training on sex-based harassment in formal or seasonal work settings. Therefore, professionals who support Opportunity Youth should be particularly attuned to experiences or potential experiences with sex-based harassment. In general, and regardless of age, sex-based harassment can be very disruptive to one's work trajectory. Studies show that experiences of sex-based harassment substantially increases the likelihood of a young person leaving or losing a job, reduces young people's job satisfaction, erodes young people's physical and mental health. People who face sex-based harassment report more psychological distress and also more complaints of physical ailments like headaches and shortness of breath, which can result from significant amounts of stress. Professionals who support Opportunity Youth are often the first point of contact and critical to helping Opportunity Youth connect and or reconnect to employment. As a youth supporting professional, you are a critical support to prepare employers and Opportunity Youth to prevent, interrupt, and address sex-based harassment in the workplace. Youth supporting professionals can teach youth about harassment in the workplace. For example, help youth learn how to identify sex-based harassment at work. Youth supporting professionals can also listen to young people and identify harassment in instances when youth do not understand it to be happening. You can also support youth in managing the negative consequences of sex-based harassment in the workplace. Foster a culture that encourages safety and support within employment trainings and other programs that support Opportunity Youth. You can inquire about youth's workplace experiences and respond when necessary to circumstances that may lead to or are a result of harassment. And lastly, youth supporting professionals can help employers understand their responsibilities and recognize potential exposures to harassment. Some key takeaways from this module include anywhere from 50 to 80% of workers experience sex based harassment, but only 25% report it and 5% file any formal complaint. Sex based harassment may lead young people to quit or lose their jobs, reduce their job satisfaction, and adversely affect their physical and mental health. Opportunity youth supporting professionals have a role in educating youth about identifying, preventing, and managing the consequences of harassment, among other roles. This module was informed by multiple sources as described here. We would like to thank the many contributors to this resource. Experts who informed the resource include those named on this slide and the next. For more information about Activate, visit us online and sign up to get our updates at activatecollective.org. Thank you. You may now take the brief Module 1 quiz if applicable and/or move on to Module 2, Understanding Sex-Based Harassment in the Workplace.